Hey everybody, Real World Prepper. I want to start this video by saying that important announcement regarding the meet and greet that I mentioned that we may do in October on the 2nd or 3rd, whatever I said it was. Not going to happen. A host of reasons. Some changes have happened very recently in my life, and it's just not going to happen. I may try and do it again another time, and if I do, it will be in or around Southwest Tennessee, which is where I am. Most of you know that, but for now, that's the word. And I apologize. I wanted to do this, but it's just not going to work. But stay tuned for what this video is really about. Hey everybody, in case you didn't know it, it's turning into a crap show quicker than we could have ever imagined. So, on either side of the aisle, if you want to look at things in terms of either side of the aisle, they are turning on each other. They are eating their own. We've got mandates upon mandates. We've got all of these things that have been happening that you're seeing in fast time and in accelerated time. You know, they're changing the game. They're changing the game. And it's for a purpose. You know, it's for a purpose. This is why Old Glory there is flying upside down. We have lost this country. I don't know that going to the polls, that writing your senators and Congress people are worth the time and effort at this point, because I think something ugly's coming. I think it's coming. Something very, very ugly. And I can't see it not coming. We're being pitted against each other to the point to where there is no impasse, you know, or rather we're at an impasse, whichever one works properly. So I want to speak a little more about the reasons why I think that they're pushing this medical procedure, this jab in your arm, as strongly as they are. And I'm going to discuss details of that on Patreon within the next 24 hours, if not in the next couple hours of this posting. But I'm not going to do it here because it won't stand. It'll be pulled. But I am going to make that discussion. I have some very strong opinions, many based in some scientific evidence. Of course, a lot of people would tell you that that's not science, that it's science fiction. But again, that's the whole point. They're selling a narrative that isn't true. And if you believe in this stuff, if you believe in this garbage, if you can look at you know, for example, you know, the importance of masks, and everybody's got to be masked up and vaccinated, but yet on the other hand, you know, you can mask up, but when you sit in a restaurant and you sit down at the table, you can take it off and you're safe. You know, the virus doesn't know the difference, right? Or rather, it knows the difference between if you're standing, walking around, or if you're sitting down at a table. All of these ridiculous things. Or the fact that those who have had the medical procedure, you know, are still contracting the virus, and all of these things. I will discuss it. I will be discussing it on the Patreon. I am on Patreon. Go over there if you're not already. And I'm going to give you some serious details that I have learned, some information that I have come about over the last several months, really. And I'm going to share a couple of links over there about this too. Look for that in the next 24 hours or so. And meanwhile, here's what we should be doing. Some of the things I did today was I topped off these that were empty with gasoline. I have filled up Old Blue. The gray one here is filled up. Let me see here. Let me do this. That one. Well, anyway, there's one in the garage there. I was hiding the license plate, but it is filled up. We have been steadily working on keeping this filled up, and much. I'm not even showing you all of it. I'm just showing you some. Okay. As many of you know, we have a permanent water solution in place, what with the hand pump that we put in back in the spring. We've got, oh, I'll show you one more thing here. The chickens are producing many eggs that we are eating. The garden was a mild success this year, but we're continuing that effort and will continue with heirloom seeds, and we've been doing those things. So these are the things we should all be doing. We should also be keeping our circles small. If you've already got a community developed and a community built, kudos for you. And it's a time where we need to be very careful and cautious about adding anyone to that. This is why I made the announcement at the beginning of the video about, well, that's not the reason why, it's not the sole reason why, but it was in consideration. But at the beginning of the video about not doing the meet and greet. Perhaps another time. Let's see what the future holds. Let's see how things shake out. But ultimately, we've got to be doing these things. We're homeschooling little RWP. I've added some more reading material to his classroom, and frankly, just to our home library. Titles that include, but are not limited to, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Preamble, the Federalist Papers, also A Brave New World, Atlas Shrugged, The Art of War, things of that nature. These are some books, some of them I've had before and have lost over the years or whatever, I don't know. So I made sure that we've got copies of these things so that we can, and obviously the Bible, that should have come first. But I've added more of all kinds of preps, like I say, including these types of preps, and setting up different ways to train. I know that's a long shot, but I have a couple of new targets out there, and everything's been freshly painted and the frames reworked so that we can use these. Because, you know, if you didn't know it already, we are the bad guys, those of us who prep and prepare. And those people who haven't taken the procedure, the procedure in your arm there. Well, the argument stands that, and frankly it's true, those that have not taken it, they're not holding out for more information. They're just not going to take it. Yet they want everyone to take it. And they're pushing so hard for everyone to take it, and fast. So you got to ask yourself, what's up with that? What's the reason there? What's the real agenda behind that? Again, I'm going to discuss this at length on Patreon very soon, hopefully again within the next 24 hours, because I can't discuss it here in the detail that I'd like to. So anyway, just some more things. We are headed down the path. We're headed there quickly. Hope you guys are ready. If you're not, you better be getting yourselves ready. I almost don't even know what else to say about it at this point, other than it's just you've got to look around and see what's going on. If I know most of the guys and gals that watch this channel do see what's going on and understand it, but you got to ask yourself these deeper questions, these more, more detailed questions, and look for more detailed answers, because it is not just as simple as, oh, it's a crisis. We got to protect people. It's not about protection. If it was, then I'm going to be careful here, because these are things I'll discuss on Patreon. But, you've got a whole bunch of people coming into this country that they're not too concerned about that. And then you've got people that are in this country that are making this country work and run for now, that are being forced to do something that many would rather not. In the face of an adversary, as it were, that is not all that bad. It's not to say it's not. It's not to say it hasn't killed and hurt people, because it has. I'm sure many of you have experienced it yourselves or know people who have. But in terms of just sheer numbers and percentages, we all know that it's a bunch of BS, that it is a farce. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I'm going to check in with you guys later. Go over to Patreon, check it out, join me over there, and look for some detail that I'm not going to share here about why this thing is such a push, and why we should really be informed and consider, if you haven't already taken it, the procedure, why you should look very carefully at it before making your decision. That's all I'm going to say here. Real World Prepper. Check you later, guys.